Hi everyone, so I'm back today to share with you a let's make or craft along with me. So I've made these two journals and I've made them using boxes. I think it was stuffing, can't remember now. So I'm going to show you the process of how to make a journal. This isn't decorated or anything, still got to decorate it, but I'm just showing you basically how to use up things that you would normally throw in the bin. As you know, that if you're a junk journaler or whatever, you don't throw nothing in the bin, you keep it all and you put it to good use at some point. So this was, I think this was two little stuffing boxes and they are now journals. So stay tuned and just watch the process. So here I've got the two boxes and it was stuffing. I wasn't sure, couldn't remember. I've got loads and loads of boxes. So I've printed off two sheets. One's ARTYmaze and one is from the Journal Boat, but I think the Journal Boat has actually rebranded their names. I have to look more into that. So I've got some coffee dyed paper. So I'm going to cut up the middle and of one of the sides of these, and that's the one that's got the kind of over flap, so you don't want that on your spine, otherwise it will become bulky. So I've done that to both, and then I'm just going to trim them down. I'm just using my ruler here. I have seen people that keep them extra flaps and just glue them and fold them in, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to get rid of them all. So this is just kind of how I would do it if I was using, you know, a box or a cereal box or anything like that. So I was just measuring the height to decide what I wanted the width to be. So I wanted it to be 6 by 4. I think it was like 6.5 by 4, something like that. And I have, the reason I was penciling that down, the lines, to make a line, was I've actually got a sore wrist and I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to use the blade, and I was, so I used it. So done that to both. So here I'm using a glue stick. I am going to stitch as well, but I'm just using a glue stick. You can use a wet glue like a PVA or a Mod Podge or a matte medium, but I'm just using this. It's really hot today, so the glue is really sticky. So covering all the inside and just making sure I've got everywhere covered, because I don't want any air bubbles. Sometimes that happens anyway, but I think I got it pretty well this time. So then I just use a little credit card of some sort and just kind of squish it all down, and if there's any air bubbles I try and get rid of them. I'm just going down through the spine there, and then I do the same to the other one. So that's all dry now, and I'm going to trim off obviously the excess of the coffee dyed paper, and there you see my blade needed changing, so I quickly done that and it came back. So there it was, ta-da, got a new blade in. Yeah, so just trim all them off. You can fold them over if you want to. It was only coffee dyed paper. I just wanted to make sure that I got it all nice and, you know, flush with the actual box. So keep all them boxes. I know you do, ladies. Keep the boxes. Keep anything that you think you can make a journal cover out of. It saves buying cardstock and things like that. So the papers, I think I mentioned it, one is from ARTYmaze and one is from the journal book. This one here is from ARTYmaze, and I think that was a freebie. So again, I'm just going to use the glue stick and make sure everywhere is covered, and you could look at it at different angles so that you can see, because with a glue stick, sorry about the noise, there's a noisy car outside. With a glue stick, you can, if you look at it kind of from like an angle, you can see the parts that haven't, you know, you've messed with the glue basically. So here, and I don't know if you see the tiny little bit there, I misjudged it, and it's because I can't really put my head over because the camera is in the way, but that sorts itself out anyway. So I done the same to the other one with the paper from Journal Bolt. I think I was having fun doing that. Right, so I was trying to determine what was the right way up, because there is script on that. So smushing that down with the old credit card comes in handy. And then I let that to dry, and then it's dry now. Look how quick that was. Now I obviously stopped and started the videos. So that's dry. I'm just trimming off around the edges. So this paper here is from Taperology. Anyway, so I was measuring my spine because obviously I want it to go on the spine and over on each side onto the front and the back page. So it worked out to be 2 1/4 that way. So I just cut a couple of strips at 2 1/4. This is a very it's textured, slightly textured. Loved the kind of, it's had a kind of mottled look to it, that paper. So the reason I'm inking up is because I want to see exactly where my spine is when I'm putting on this piece of paper. So I'm using my book there to glue this on, and again I'm using my glue stick. You use whatever you like. So there's me measuring that with my eyes, and I've popped that on, and I do the same to the other one. So that's me doing the other one. Now I would highly recommend that you let everything dry when you're doing this. This is what the glue stick dries pretty quick, and if you're using, say, Fabri-Tac or whatever, that will dry quick as well. But even a wet glue, let it dry before you start like bending your covers, you know, to form the book shape. And with that I go off and I stitch all around. So that's it, it's not coming away. So here I've made up 3 signatures. 2 have got various papers in it, and the middle one in each one is just like coffee dyed plain and lined papers. So here these are the things that I use. I'm using my Tim Holtz ruler. I need a pencil, an awl or a needle, wax linen thread. So I found the centre of my spine, and then as you can see it's better there. The lighting was a bit rubbish, so I found the centre and I marked the centre, and then 1.5 inches either side of that 0 of the middle, and I've done that in 3 because I've got three signatures. So I then use my little spongy mat thing. It's a little foam mat. Like I say, you can use your needle, you can use an awl, this entire, or your pokey tool, whatever you've got, and then I just rubbed out the pencil mark. Always use a pencil because it can be, you know, you can erase that. So here I'm just making sure, always make sure your papers are up the right way because there's many a time I have sewn a signature in upside down, and it wasn't until, you know, gone to decorate it and it's like, oopsie. And sometimes it's been one of them journals where you really can't take it out when you've got like hidden signatures and stuff like that binding. So here I'm just using my needle there because I don't want a really big thick hole on my papers. So I'm taking that middle bit out and I'm going to use that as my guide for punching my holes in my other signatures, which kind of makes a lot of sense. You can make templates, but I don't. But you can fill your books if you want to do templates. Lots of ladies do that. It's just not for me. Probably just because I'm lazy. So on to the third one there, again using the first paper as my guide for the holes and just piercing that. Now I use wax linen thread and it's just not waxy enough for me, so I've got a little that little round thing you see, the yellow thing, is beeswax, so I then go over it with that as well. It's just, yeah, it's a bargain, that wax linen thread, but for me it's just not waxy enough. So here I go in through the middle. Some people do it differently. I go in through the middle and then in through the top or the bottom. Then I go, once I get it all through the papers, sometimes it's brilliant, it will go through all the holes in one hit, and other times you've got to feed all the paper through. So here I've put it through the middle and then in through the top, and that's how I do mine. Some people go in the middle, down the bottom, up the top, and back through the middle at the end, but I do it that way. And then I cross it under, make sure it's tight enough, don't pull it too much, otherwise your papers will rip, and then I just tighten a knot and then trim off what I don't need. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with that yet, so there you go, I've done them all. So they're quick and easy to do, and I'm just going to put a few toppers on the cover. These little frames are from Tapology, and the images are from Ruby and Pearl XO, and I didn't like them sticky out, but it's, you know, it's like the full vintage tape. I don't like it. I don't like that look. Not on this anyway. If it was something else, yes, but not this. And I would prefer the real thing, not the fake one. But anyway, inking up around the edges of the frames because they're rather white, just to kind of give them a little bit of a vintage look. I forgot to do the inside where it was a bit white. Now I wasn't sure whether that was a sticker or not, and if it was, I couldn't find the end. So here I'm just using Fabri-Tac, and I'm going around the middle piece here, and then I'm going to go around the edge and a little bit around the middle. And that's a lovely image. That could have been just as it is. So just trimming off there, and then I think I just ink up again just so that you don't see any white pieces, just like so. And I was deciding which journal that's going to go on. So again, I'm just looking for another frame. That frame again had the tape on it. It was such a shame. I wish it was, the inside was just a tad bigger, because like you can't see her feet. So because I thought a little socks and a little shoes looked so cute, but hey ho. Just inking up again. I remembered to do the inside, and again just using my Fabri-Tac. Forgot to put the lid on it and it all dried up. I'm famous for forgetting to put the lids on things. Silly me. So just popped that on there and then trimmed off and inked up. So let's do a little bit of decorating with these. So as you can see on the backs of these, I had done a misprint. So with your misprints, if it's good quality paper, then reprint on the other side, don't waste it. That's what I done there. So I glued that, gluing it on here and just making sure it's kind of straight. Got little butterflies there from ARTYmaze, and I was just deciding, I was just keeping it simple because the frames are fine as they are, and the images, well, you know, it kind of speaks for itself, it does. So the butterfly is ARTYmaze, the words are ARTYmaze, and that says Serenity. And then these little oval label things are from ARTYmaze as well. And then we'll do the other one. So if you've stayed and watched all of it, thank you very much. It'd be great if you gave me a thumbs up, if you left a comment. You can even share this if you wanted to. So yeah, so this was fun to do. I enjoyed doing it. I enjoy using like boxes, like recycling boxes for journal covers and things like that. And I'm gonna go and decorate the insides of these, and the next time you'll see these, they will be probably on a flip through, and they will probably be in my shop. So hope you enjoyed this. It's nothing new, it's just a little process with me, and thanks for watching.